If a man loves me as much as my best friend loves me, like, he would be it. Because she loves me unconditionally.
I can tell her all my secrets, cause I know that she gon' keep her. Ain't nothing come between us. Damn, I'm main one. Damn, I'm main one. Yeah, she up in here with me right now. I said that I'm a main one. Damn, I'm main one. Yeah, she know that she my ride or die.
Hey y'all.
Oh, we in sync this time. Welcome back. Welcome back.
I feel like it's been forever since we recorded.
It's like we was out here taking trips. I went to LA. Tay went to Miami. Trying to live our best life, but
yeah, it's been a journey. I would say that we did the adventure thing, like you said. So that's what's up.
Yep. So this week's word of the week is going to be relax. In honor of Mental Health Awareness Day, just take some time to relax. Like, whatever it is that you find relaxing, do that. I'm gonna actually be sure to check back in about this one, because this one is important. Like, really relax, take a break, even if it's like 5 minutes. Do it. But this podcast today, we're going to be talking about parenting and losing a loved one. So, yeah, I'm not really a parent, so I'm just going to give my perspective.
Not really a parent. I heard that.
Okay, I'm not a parent. I have a godson. That counts. Two. So, that counts because I can tell him what to do. So,
oh, Lord.
So I'm just going to give my perspective as, you know, what I feel I would do as a parent, and yeah, we'll just go from there.
Yeah, so yeah, we asked a lot of questions. We got a lot of good feedback for this episode, and like, I'm super excited. I feel like it's gonna be a good one. I know Would You Rather was the funniest one thus far. Like, I still watch it, I still be cracking up. So yeah, y'all just keep on watching. We might do a Would You Rather part 2. I think we need to, because we might
because we got some questions after the podcast.
Yeah, that would be funny. Yeah, so y'all be late.
We might be like a little half of one, and throw it in there somewhere.
Yeah,
in another episode. So
yeah, or and then maybe in season 2 we can make it like a segment. You know what I'm saying? Answer like 3.
Yeah,
you know. But y'all hear the rain in the background? Real peaceful.
Yes.
Relax. You feel me? But all right. So we had a lot of social media questions. So what you want to do? You want to tell them what social media said first, or what we think first?
Yeah, let's go with social media, and then we'll just like give our spiel
all right,
about what we think.
All right, so the first question that we put out is, what is the hardest part about parenting?
So what I got from social media, I'm never prepared. Give me a second. Okay. There we go. So some answers I got was,
you gonna scroll like that? How you gonna see it? You lazy bum. You should screenshot each one.
I wasn't about to do that. Okay, so some answers that I got. The first one was co-parenting.
Big facts.
Co-parenting was one of the hardest. Followed, I got co-parenting twice, and somebody said co-parenting, especially with somebody ignorant. So ignorant. Other person to co-parent, I'm sure that can be hard. I mean, you would know because you co-parent. I'm not saying that he's ignorant, but I'm just saying you're a co-parenter.
Yeah, I'm gonna let them finish before I get my little 2 cents.
Somebody else said patience. I have a lot of patience, and one person said patience, and then somebody said that when your kids don't listen.
Yeah.
So the same. It's patience. Somebody said changing poopy diapers.
That wasn't really my favorite thing to do either.
I don't know if that's like the hardest, but I can't really say.
Those have been a man.
Yes.
Yeah, because what? That's the hardest thing? Nah, it's a lot more than that.
Somebody said being a working mom, because you feel like you're missing out on the small things that your child does throughout the day, or when your child is not in your presence and you're always worried about, you know, what's going on. So those was the gist of what I got.
I feel like the hardest part for me as a real parent, not kind of a parent, I feel like the hardest thing to me about parenting is just like maintaining an identity through parenting. Your kids require so much from you, especially at young ages, and it's hard to like multitask. It's hard to juggle, especially as a single mom. Like, I'm a single parent. I do have a co-parenting situation. However, I also think that is hard as parenting because we're different people, we think different things, and it's just hard to share something so dear to you with somebody else. Like, the break is cool, but the parenting style, like, we just have different aspects, but that's a question for later. But for me, the hardest thing would be maintaining your identity and being patient. And I do agree with whomever said being a working mom is so hard because you do miss out on things, and then you feel guilty because you're working to provide for your kids and give them everything that they wouldn't have had you not had a job. So it's like you're not the fun parent anymore because you're always working, and then the fun parent is not necessarily putting in the financial efforts that you are, and it's just a lot. So
you're not the fun parent because you try to instill discipline and learning,
right.
And then the other parents just like, oh, just jump all over the couch if you want to. Like,
right, whatever you want, you can have it. And that's why my son is struggling right now. He cries for everything. No, you can't have this, tears. No, you can't have fruit snacks at 8 o'clock in the morning, tears. And I'm not saying that his dad lets him do those things, but it's like he never heard no when he's with me. It's very weird. And it just sucks. And I hate co-parenting, so I'm excited for our move to Texas. So it's a little bit more like, it is what it is. Not a lot of back and forth like it is right now. Which, again, will also suck in the terms of, like, you know, him missing his father. But I think it's best for him to be more stable and have, like, one consistent lifestyle. Personal opinion, I guess.
Okay, so then let's move into what is the best part about parenting. That was also a social media question that I asked. Some answers that I got. The best part about parenting.
The best part of waking up.
The unconditional love from your kid. Watching them grow and learn. Seeing their face when you give them love and attention. That's the gist of what I got. Everybody pretty much said the same thing. Watching them grow and learn. You know, seeing them, you know, when you're giving them attention. So
what I got, the best part of being a parent, I got coming home from work and they run to the door smiling. That was a good feeling when I was a working mom and came home like that. Now I pick them up from school. Someone said getting food stamps. I see you, sassy.
Dang, you shut her off. Hey, let me borrow some though. Really though.
Somebody said giving them back to their real parents. So what kind of parent are you? Maybe like a godparent is what she meant. I don't know.
Oh, hey sis, if you're a godparent, I feel you. I took a mirror out today. Whew.
Thank God, because I needed that.
And I text Taejah, we was like, hey, what time you come to get him? Or am I dropping him off? No. Oh, we can do so much.
All the love and affection. Seeing their face every day, watching them grow, being able to find yourself. Kids are truly a reflection of you. Somebody said, I don't know, because my pullout game 100.
Wow.
Somebody said they make everything better. Watching your seed grow every day is a learning experience, both for us, having someone to love you unconditionally. Sweet baby snuggles. Yeah, I know YouTube is not gonna pick up this commentary. And pretty much just having somebody to love you even when you're messed up, you feel like you don't deserve it, and having that unconditional love. That's what the majority of people were saying.
Yeah.
I agree. I am a yeller, which we'll get to in a minute as far as discipline, but I'm a yeller, and because I just, whooping takes so much effort. Timeout, he starts crying. I don't want to hear that, but I need to see you in timeout to make sure you're not living your best life. My son is so like smart. I think I said this on the other one, but he has timeout like in the living room, and so he done put some pillows over there and some chairs and propped it up. He got toys over there. I'm like, why are they in my corner? He's like, that's timeout. I need to make sure, you know. No, timeout ain't no luxury. This ain't the Hilton. This is jail. Like, he had it all set up because he knew when he got the timeout he needed some toys there. I said, he's too smart for me. So yeah, I'm a yeller, and so the more I yell, I have to come back and be like, you know, I love you, blah blah blah. He's like, mommy, why are you screaming at me? Like, dude, you don't listen.
He listens to auntie.
It's just a me thing, clearly.
It has to be, because when I took him out today Clearly, I told him right before, hey, Amir, if you start crying and acting up, Auntie's gonna whoop you. Even though I really don't whoop him. And then
Never has.
we're gonna leave. And not once. I mean, I had to tell him one time, Amir, sit down and eat your cake. And that was probably about it.
I am like a freaking record player, a broken one, because I'm always repeating myself. I don't think
Maybe the tone. I think my tone is really what gets him. Because even when I'm talking to him, he feels like I'm yelling. Sometimes like when I talk at him, he feels like I'm yelling. I think it's just my tone.
Everyone thinks that about you.
But then I'm yelling?
No, that you just have that tone, like everyone.
Remember
yesterday we was out, somebody called and I was like, why she said? I'm like, she didn't say anything.
That's true. Yeah. But like even like the little goodie bag, he was like, well, I want to eat this. And I said, wait, Amir, until we get to the house. And he said, well, I said I want to eat this. I said, well, what did I say? You said, wait. Okay, then that's what you did. And he got all pouty face. I said, Amir, if you start crying, I'm just going to take the whole bag away. And then he fixed himself.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
And I know that doesn't happen with you at all.
I had to reach back and snatch him up. The other day we was driving down the street. I picked him up from school. I said, I'm going to get you a pizza. You're going to chill with Uncle Dre. You're going to have a great day. Mommy has to go do some stuff. And he was like, all right, can I watch your phone? I said, no, you can't watch my phone because I need it. And I was like, I'm sorry, I'm not your dad. I don't have 3 phones for you to just have. Before I even finished my lecture, I turned around and he's big balling. I said, you know what? You can have it. Turned the music up. He started screaming till he was hoarse in the mouth. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So then he finally starts to cool out a little bit. I turned the music down. I said, I just want to let you know, I'm not picking up no pizza. I'm not spending no money on you. We're going to the house. You can have noodles for all I care. I'm not spending no money. I'm not. He starts crying again. Just turn the music up. He's trying to beat the music. You ain't going to be Beyonce, son. You ain't. I was slide to the left. Whatever she be saying. Bunny hop, bunny hop. And he was boohoo crying. Look, I don't have time. I walked in the house. My cousin like, where the pizza at? Oh, ain't nobody getting a pizza in here. None. Noodles for everybody.
Do not, don't come for her. You know, this.
He'll be all right.
Don't be judgy.
He likes noodles. Okay? Shoot. Shoot.
He does.
But look, I don't be having energy for that. Which brings me to my next thing. What are alternatives to whooping, or what is your go-to disciplinary style for your kids? I know you don't have kids, but when you do have kids, what are those going to be for you?
I think, so I asked, the question on social media, what's your discipline style? So it was whoopings, timeout, yelling, / silent treatment, and then other. So I think mine would be like a mix of like all, because I feel like sometimes whoopings aren't necessary. Like I feel like you shouldn't just be like whooping your child just because of anything, because they have to learn. You have to teach them why they shouldn't do something, whatever. Now once you teach them and then they still try to test you, then maybe a whooping can be justified. But I feel like it's nowadays kids be more hurt with like, give me your iPad, give me your tablet, give me your phone, like you can't play your game. I think that would be like my go-to, like, oh, okay, you don't want to do this, or you can't go nowhere, you don't want to do what I say you need to do, you can't go nowhere, you can't watch TV like you want to, whatever else, like take the whole TV out your room, like now you just sit here in the blank room doing nothing. Better read a book.
Yeah, everything gotta go.
So I think that would be like my go-to, not excluding whippings, but I feel like it really has to be something justified for a whooping, because I feel like I personally don't want to just walk around whooping my kid for every little thing they do, like, oh, they're playing with this and they shouldn't be. But if you never express to them that they shouldn't, how could they possibly know that they are wrong? Yeah. And a lot of kids only do what they see.
That's true, because I be telling me, I be like, you better do something before I get mad. Then the next day he be like, mommy, you better get my goldfish before I get mad. I'm like, hold up now. There is a clear distinction. He doesn't understand that yet. So like I'll say something like, boy, don't beat you up. He's like, I'm gonna beat you up. No. We're not doing that. Right,
so they don't understand, and they do things as you do, like, it's not a, do as I say, not as I do kind of thing, because they're going to do what you do. Right. You can even tell, like, when you have road rage in your car and then your kids just be yelling in the back seat because you be yelling in the front seat, like, they do exactly what you do.
And kids think they know everything. My son talks so much, y'all. He would tell somebody a whole story that I did not even tell him he could tell. He's always talking. Like,
really, always. I know all the tea.
Right. All the tea he knows. It's crazy. So weird.
No, I mean, like, he tells Auntie the tea.
Oh, he be telling you the tea sometime about stuff he's not supposed to tell you, but you can't really understand him, so you don't catch it. I do, because I'm his mom, and I be looking like, what if I didn't want her to know that?
But, I mean, majority of social media picked that they were going to whoop their kids.
Okay, so I didn't get that on mine. So I got 31 votes. 9 said whooping. 9 said timeout. 3 said yelling or the silent treatment. And 10 said other. And for the others, they basically said, where is it? All of them. Somebody said I would look the child in the face and give her a stern talking. Somebody else said conversations. Somebody else said they would probably yell, but then always try to explain. Somebody else said, let me get that iPad, sis. Why do our kids have iPads? I don't know. We are so bougie. It's one of my good friends. Another person that sit down and talk to them.
I know who that is, and she's bougie for real. She calls somebody a peasant for not having AirPods.
Peasant I will be. Sit down and talk to them and let them get their emotions out, but I do pop if necessary. So I mean, a lot of people are saying different things, which is fine. Me, yeah, like I said, mine is yelling. I do whoop him from time to time, but like some things just don't make sense. Like I'm so tired of him peeing in the bed, like so tired. But me beating him. This. Yeah, it's weird. He's been potty trained for like almost a year now. Never had these issues. Like now it's like every freaking night. So now he's not about to drink past 3 p.m. at this point because I'm sick of it.
He gonna be, I thirst.
He gonna have one of them water sponges with a stick that they give the prisoners. Wet your lips. Cause I'm tired.
I don't think they do that anymore.
I need a whole new mattress.
A few people they said, I had 5 people pick other. Everybody else, like majority picked whoopings and some people picked timeout. But 5 people picked other, and they said that one person said that they'll talk to them about it first and then decide if they're going to do A, B, or C. That was their route. And then somebody else agreed with me, and when they said they'll take their electronics away, iPad, PlayStation, whatever else, that would be a thing for them too. So it's very interesting when people talk about their kids, because boy, y'all honestly are fun, neat. Okay, so as a parent, woo girl,
every time.
What is your job as a parent?
My job as a parent is to make sure that my child is instilled with everything that he needs to be successful in life. And his success in life is however he views his success. So he doesn't necessarily have to be a doctor. He doesn't necessarily have to be an athlete or anything like that, but he needs the tools to survive. That means he needs to be aware of who he is, have identity, security. He needs to have the tools to heal if there's anything that he needs to heal from. He needs to know how to love and be loved. Those are the type of things I feel like it's your job as a parent to provide and give your kids, and also protect them from things that would allow them to or cause them to be broken or harmed or things like that. And so that's my personal opinion about what a job is.
I mean, which I agree too, that it is what it is. But you have people who grew up in households where it was like the parent is like, well, I provide you with shelter, food, and clothes. That's all you need, And people grow up like that, and then you can tell when they become parents that either they do the exact same thing that their parents did, or they do the complete opposite, because they're lacking, and they try to fill their child with what they're lacking.
Right.
So, I don't know.
And it's hard when you fill your kid with what they're lacking, because then it's not necessarily a balance and it's like overdoing it. So for me, I just feel like in general I had identity security issues. So I really didn't know who I was. I didn't really like fit in with everybody. To the left I was too right, to the right I was too left, whatever the case may be. So for my son, it's like when we go to the park, and I'm pretty sure I said this before, when I go to the park and stuff like that and I see him interacting with other kids, it makes me feel like anxious. Like, how is he going to fit into this world? Or sometimes I overlove him and then he's freaking jumping off the walls, and it's like, maybe I started this parenting thing off the wrong foot. I don't know.
I mean, you could kind of tell because, like, again, when I took him to the party today, there was some kids there there were 3 siblings, actually, and the mom was like, oh, he's an only child, huh? And I was like, yep, it's only him. And she's like, yeah, I can tell. And just because he's a little more sensitive than other kids, and it's kind of like, I'd be so scared for him because I'm like, if somebody hits him, is he gonna hit him back? Like,
right.
Beat his ass. Sorry. But yes, I don't know what his reaction would be, because then again I think of you and you're not a fighter.
Yeah.
You're not so I just, I'd be kind of scared for him looking at kids, especially kids, because kids are always bigger than him.
Yeah, exactly.
They tower over him. They're always bigger than him. He like kind of be in his own world. He can play by himself. He knows how to play well by himself. Like, so we're at a whole party and he's in the corner blowing bubbles. like
that's his thing. Building, that's his thing.
Like by himself, you know. So and everybody else like running, slipping, sliding, and everything else, and it's just like, Amir, like mingle, like, do something. But then he's like, oh, I don't want to. Too much water. I don't want the water in my face. And
like I want him to know how to be by himself because that's important as a human being. But then I also want him to mix and not feel like he has to be forced to mix, but I don't want him to be weird, and it's just a lot.
I mean, he did initially, like, when we got there, you know, he kind of scoped the scene, like, okay, what am I going to do? And then he's seen the little boys, and he was like, okay, well, he's saying, Auntie, I'm going to go over here and play with them. And I'm like, okay, cool. You know, that's before they, like, went outside and got in the water. But when he's seen how they were in the water, and he's like, yeah, that ain't my scene. I'm just going to stay over here. Right. Which was good because he's like, he knows that he's not forced to, like, play. I can play by myself and have fun.
So I think another hard thing about parenting that's hard is just like you want so much for your kids and you really don't know. Parenting doesn't come with a handbook. It's not just given to you. So you really don't know how your kids are going to turn out. You don't know what they're going to like. You don't know what's going to scar them that they won't necessarily speak about. Like some things are so, like as parents, some things are so small and like you forget as time goes on, but they don't forget. Like this one time, love my mom to death, but this one time we were going to school and I did something or I was doing something. She was like, oh my God, you're so stupid. And then I went to school and I was just like dragging my feet. Like I was so, I still remember this. I don't know what grade I was in or whatever, but I think she had forgot to give me my lunch money. So she came back to the school and she pulled me outside and I'm like, you know, still moping, and she was like, I'm sorry I called you stupid or whatever. And she hugged me and I'm just like boo crying. But I will never forget that. And she probably doesn't even remember, but it's like stuff like that that's so small out of frustration, you know what I'm saying? Like my mom was, it was me, it's probably me, Taejah, and EJ at that time. And then like my dad, they're both dual military, so it's high stress. They're always working. Like when they would come home, I remember they would come home and just talk about army stuff. Like at the dinner table, it was like no, like, you know what I'm saying? And then your kids are in freaking daycare from 5:30 to 5:30, so it's like, I don't want that life.
I mean, I believe it's true because the parent today at the party, because they bought the baby a little smash cake and they was like, you know, smash your face in it. And the parent was like, no, like don't do it because they was like, I did that to my son, you know, for his like first birthday or second birthday. And he was like, he never ate cake again because, you know, he was so scarred from me smashing this cake in his face that he never ate cake for a long time. I was like, geez, like I wouldn't think that is like scarring, but like to a kid it's like, oh my gosh, like I don't want to eat this cake because they're gonna smash it in my face. Like I don't know. So do you believe in I know this is like not even a question that we asked, but you know how they, because I went to the 5 love languages class, whatever seminar, where they say your kids have a love language as well. Like, you know, so I mean, I realized that with my brothers. Mind you, I don't have kids, but you know, when interacting with my brothers, one of my brothers is he's very materialistic. So when I buy him things like, you know, Nike, and mind you, he's only about to be 5, so I don't even know how he like gets into this rhythm of things. But like Nike and Jordans, he's like, oh, I got my new shoes, I want to wear my new jacket. Like that's his thing. Like he feels loved when I buy him something. But then my other brother, who is 6, he wants to be underneath me. He wants to spend time. He wants to, like, he's so affectionate. He likes when I rub him and hug him and tell him that I love him. It's like so different. Like, so if I'm buying him things, he's very humble. He's grateful for them. But he's not like, oh, I gotta wear my new shoes. Oh, I gotta do this. I gotta do that. Like, he's not like that. It's like, it's very weird that I noticed it after I took the class. Like, I don't know.
I do believe that kids have a love language. I have a book. It's called The 5 Love Languages for Your Children. I haven't read it yet. I'm behind on reading all my books for this month, or this year actually. I haven't read a book all year, but I do want to read it because I think that I haven't read a book all year. I was reading one a month, but life. But I do think that kids have love languages, and I also see a lot of me in my kid. And I know people are not into zodiac signs, but we're the same zodiac sign. He's very sensitive. He also kind of has a dynamic that I have, like. I grew up and I had, you know, like a mom, and she married,
like a mom, obviously.
Right. She married my stepdad when I was 3. So the whole time, you know, I'm growing up, I'm not even knowing that this man is not my dad, even though he is present day. Like, that is my dad. He taught me everything that I know. But when I was like around 8 or whatever, is when they told me like the truth that, you know, I had another dad, and then I met him, and, you know, we're gaining our relationship to be closer now too. But it's like, at that point, my world was shaken. Like, I felt different. And I mean, I don't know, I can't say if I would have felt different had I not known, but I still was different regardless. Like, my brother and sister did sports. My dad was a sports person. I wasn't, so we didn't really connect. And then I just always felt like left out. And then I think that's why I like tried to make it work with Amir's dad for so long, because I didn't want him to have a stepdad. I didn't want him to feel left out, and like, you know what I'm saying? And then sometimes my mom and my dad would argue about how sensitive I was, and my mom would be like, oh, you know, this is how she feels, and my dad's like, I don't know why she feels that way. And then it's like their arguments that I can remember consisted of like me, so then I felt like a burden, and it was just a lot. And I didn't want to do that to my kid. I didn't want him to have a split household. So every time I think about me as a kid, I think about him now, and I don't want him to be that way. But then my stepmom, she's not my stepmom, but she was like, you know, your dynamic is already different from Amir, or Amir's dynamic is already different from mine, because Amir has his dad. He knows who he is. You know what I'm saying? Versus me, who I did not know.
Only thing is, he's going to have two of everything. So,
right.
You know, he has a mom, and then a stepmom. Then he has a dad, then a stepdad. So it's always going to be two.
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, you know, that is better. They already have that bond. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have that until I got older, really. So, you know, that kind of put me at ease a little bit. I'm like, all right, but it's so much things that happened in my life that were toxic that I just don't want him to have.
Okay, so speaking of that, what are toxic parenting traits that your parents, you know, did, you know, while you were a kid that you don't want to project onto Amir?
My mom is a great person. I just think that she was very like...
Love you, Mama Terry.
Yeah.
Period.
The best. I just think she was like... My mom is not a person that gets like worked up over things. So some things that were big were not that big to her. So she was like, it's not that big of a deal type person. That she wouldn't say that. But it was like, she didn't move. You know what I'm saying? She wasn't like up in uproar. Things were just like, oh, okay, you know, whatever. But like, as I got older, I'm like, you know, Mom, this really hurt my feelings. This really did this. She's like, shook it. Like, she can't imagine it. So I think I want to be like more present.
Your mom is a very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Nonchalant.
Not really that, but I wouldn't say blunt either, but she's a very, I'm going to say what's on my mind.
Yeah. And
but it's not like she's trying to hurt your feelings, but this is like, she doesn't be in tune with how other people feel when she say things, I guess, so to say. So she's going to say it, and if you don't know her, it's either going to hurt your feelings or it's not. Like, right.
And she also feels like everything that she does or says is out of love, and if you're offended, it's like, wow, that's really? You got offended by that? And it's like, Mom, yes. But also I've learned, as I've gotten older, not as a kid, but as I've gotten older, I've learned you have to accept people for who they are. Like, I've accepted my mom. We've been rocking for 25 years. She is who she is, and I love her for that. Be yourself. My dad, I accepted that he's not very loving or nurturing, but he's a provider. Right, but he's a provider. That's what he does.
Hey, Papa Terry, don't.
Papa Terry.
Papa Walker, don't come for me because...
Happy birthday, by the way.
Yes, and you are a little dramatic. Like,
yeah.
Just outside looking at me.
And he's really materialistic. He's in the army, you know, first sergeant. So, he's a provider. That's all he knows. His dad taught him that.
And it's weird because I love Tate's parents, like, to death. Like, they honestly, a lot of things wouldn't have happened in my life without Taejah's parents. Like, honestly, wouldn't have not. And me and her dad connect so well because Taejah them didn't grow up in a struggle. But so when I came around, I was like the friend that he could see, like, oh, she grew up in a struggle, so we can connect because this is how I grew up, you know. So when we talk about things, he's like, oh, you know, it's always like the struggle.
Yeah.
So I don't know, it's just weird.
So he feels like we're like ungrateful and all those types of stuff, which we probably are, because everybody has it worse. So somebody has it worse. You get what I'm saying? Somebody has it better also, but there's that. So you know, he's real materialistic. He's not very nurturing. Even now when he calls me, I've learned to accept that he's not calling me for me. He's calling to talk to Amir and, like, you know, love on him. But I didn't have that growing up with him, but he still is my dad. And then my biological father is I've learned that people are shaped by their parents, and we come from a long line of, like, people who just didn't search for healing. I just realized that now, like, my generation is the first generation that's actively pursuing healing, and it wasn't like that before. So my dad has come from brokenness, and, you know, my grandma has come from brokenness, stuff like that. So, like, that side of my family is just super different. And there's a lot of, like, those type of traits I feel like have been passed down to me, like that brokenness, like, who am I? Because I feel like if, you know, my family members knew who they were, they wouldn't do certain things, and then they're, like, forcing themselves to be happy because they're this age and that age and stuff like that. So I've seen a lot of, like, toxicity in my family. But to answer the question, you know, I would be more not nonchalant, and then I also would instill things I want to instill things in my kids that's going to help them to be what I believe for them to be successful. A lot of times I feel like my parents are just like there.
Excuse me, I burped.
Like sometimes I look at other people.
So they're like just existing.
Right. And then we're
in your world.
Right. And then it's a lot of like non-understanding. But at the same time, as a kid, I probably really didn't talk as much as I should have. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I'm feeling depressed and stuff, Mom's like, what's wrong with you? I'm like, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So maybe I feel like she couldn't understand. Maybe I wasn't talking. I don't really know. But
I think mine would be not dismissing my kids' feelings. Like, you know, when I was growing up, it was a lot of, oh, why you tired? You shouldn't be tired. Oh, why you crying? You have nothing to cry for. Like, oh, why you mad? Because you can't be mad. So it's like, now I'm an adult, and it's like I can't properly... Back then, because now I have learned, but I couldn't properly express how I feel because it was always like shut down. Like, you shouldn't be tired, shut down. You shouldn't be crying, it's shut down. Like, it shouldn't, because you're a kid. But kids do have, you can be tired. Daycare might be tiring. Like,
daycare is tiring. Yeah.
You know, you have the right to be sad. You have the right to be upset. You know, you do have these. You have the right to feel what you feel, and I feel like that's one thing I legit don't want to put on my kids. Like, I'm not going to dismiss your feelings. You know, these are your feelings. Express how you feel. Especially my son. I want you to know that it's okay to express how you feel. Like, you don't have to, if you're sad and you want to cry, that is okay. You don't have to cry about everything, no, but it's okay to cry. Like, so that's one thing that I noticed. And also, too, I don't want to be the parent that is there physically but not there. Like, I'm there but I'm not present. Like, you know, like I want to show up and be there for my kids, because I mean, with my dad, we've had our ups and downs. We definitely didn't have the best relationship, but he was definitely the dad who was there. Like, I could see him.
Right.
Like, everybody was like, oh, your dad is around. Like, but he wasn't there.
Right.
Like, it wasn't like I can go to him and say, hey, Dad, I'm feeling this. Hey, Dad, I want to talk to you about this. Hey, Dad, I want to do this. Like, it wasn't that type of relationship. So that I want to be the parent that's like there, and I can be like, my kid can come to me about anything in the world before they can, you know, before they like hide it or bury it or go to somebody else. They can come to me first. So
I want to have a close relationship with my kids. I want them to always feel loved and feel safe. Like, I want them to come home and feel like I can rest all my problems here. You know what I'm saying? Like, and not feel like I have problems here as well. So, like,
oh, Mom, like, this was what happened to me in school today. Like, let me just get this off my chest.
Yeah, and, like, be open and honest. Because I feel like growing up, a lot of my issues were behind boys, of course, because I had identity issues. And, like, you know, maybe he talked to me a certain type of way, or maybe he made me feel this way. But if I tell my mom, it's like, stop talking to him, pretty much. Like,
mine was, I couldn't even mention boys in the house. Like, it was, everything I did behind boys was like, it was always like I was sneaking.
Right.
Even though I wasn't like doing the most, but it was like I was sneaking. It was like, you know, even if my dad thought I was like talking to boys, it was just like, you better not be blah 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 with talking to these boys, whatever. So I was scared. I was really scared. So everything I did behind boys was like a sneaky thing. But then you have my sister, who I guess I was the guinea pig. You know, just obviously I'm the first. So it was out the way. And then my sister, who every time I came home from school, it's like, oh, I got a new boyfriend. What? Like, how do you even mention these things without getting beat upside your head? Like, I don't understand. Like, so that was just, I don't know. Like, it's like for prom, like, they were like kissing in the picture. I'm like, y'all let them kiss in front of y'all. Like, what is this? Like, I do not know this
to be a real thing.
Yeah, like, you know, this is like, did you not get hit? Did you not get slapped? Like, I don't know this to be a thing. Like, that wasn't, so I don't know. So again, I guess that's where the love languages come in, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a quality time type of person, so I didn't even really. But then again, my mom was somebody different. Like, my mom was she was very affectionate. Like, she was, she would hold me and like, let's nap together. Let me hug on you. Let me kiss on you. Like, oh, I love you. I love you. I love you.
Virgo.
Like, yeah, you know, that was just her thing. Like, let me just love you. So honestly, I got the best of both worlds, which I'm just a great person. So period. Like, you know.
Period. Peridot. But yeah, I would want my kids to be close with me, like, no matter what. But social media says their toxic things that they want to not instill in their.
We were supposed to do social media first, and we just got into this whole spiel.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, whatever.
Well, this is our show.
We're into it though, so it's good. It's all good.
Yeah. So someone said shunning my kid off, not talking to them, not displaying love, belittling them, dishonesty. piss poor money management, making you feel guilty for what you want to do even if it makes you happy, spoiling you to have control over you, whoopings, ignoring me, not respecting me because I'm not grown, popping me with anything close to me, ignoring one another as parents, and then using the kids to communicate.
How do you get yours to display like that?
See y'all. Buying love to make up for missing out. Everything being a do as I say, not as I do. You got to be your kid's example. Cursing a lot. They said they curse a lot. They don't want their kids to curse a lot. And then we have...
I have...
Hold on. Favoritism. Not caring if I'm embarrassed or humiliated as a child. Come dance for your auntie.
Do that lip dance.
Right. Like, sis. I don't want to dance.
You do that to me.
Yeah, because it's funny. See? I'm already feeling toxicity.
But that's funny, though. That's because he be doing funny stuff.
But he will dance.
He's a little shy sometimes. Initially, he's shy.
You gotta be like, come on. Lack of physical affection, making promises you can't keep, favoritism.
You had a lie. I didn't have any.
Dishonesty, and when you're growing old, do not expect your children to take care of you. Boom. If Amir put me in a nursing home, I'm hot.
I guess you better just making sure he good right now, because had me and my dad not like mended our relationship, and if it was up to me, I'm the oldest child. Peace, my brother. But it's crazy because daughters will take care of their dad before the sons do. All my brothers, I bet you they collectively would come together and be like, "No, he gotta go."
They be raping old people in there.
Ooh, that's sad.
And then you know your daddy can't fight back. He's old.
He might.
They gonna flip him over like that movie. What's that movie called? Where he got shot in the butt. What is it? I just watched it for Valentine's Day.
I don't know what you're talking about. My social media says, most of them says like not showing love, or you know, the lack of emotion growing up, and then whoopings and responding because I said so. But that's I mean, that one is, I said what I said.
Right. I say that sometimes because Amir asks why to everything. Like, that's literally what it is, because I said so. Like, there's no other reason that I'm telling you to pick up your toys.
I mean, he asked that to me today, like, you know, but I said that though. I said because I said you have to wait till we get home. Like,
right.
Auntie said don't eat in her car. That's what it is. Like, my car's already dirty. I don't have time. So, moving right along. Do you think when Amir gets older or high schoolish or whatever else, do you think that you will allow him to have sex in your house?
Never. You know why? Because it's my house. Like, that's exactly why. First of all, to me, oh Lord, I don't even want to think about my child having sex. Okay, for me, sex is a grown-up decision, right? So if you're grown enough to have sex, you should be grown enough to find somewhere to do it that's not in my house. What do I look like having two grown people in my house having sex that ain't paying no bills? Personal opinion. That's just how I feel. However, some of y'all, actually, where's the vote at? Is this what it is? Okay. 35 of y'all said absolutely not. 10 of y'all said why not. And I'm a little confused. So
I got a 92% of people said they wish they would. Like, no, like, it's not happening. And then obviously the other 8%.
Oh, just kidding.
The other 8% said they would be the cool parent. To me, I honestly think it's circumstantial.
Please.
Let me hear my reasoning.
Please.
So obviously throughout high school, I'm not like, no. But I will say if my kids are going to sneak and do it, I'd rather them sneak and do it in my house than to sneak and do it in somebody else's house. And I say that because, like, if I have a son and you're sneaking and doing it in this girl's house, and then her daddy get up and he has the right to shoot you and kill you and whatever else, or my daughter, and then now the mom is like, oh, you a thought and this and that. Like, no, I would rather let me catch you so I can go ahead and beat you and send this child on to wherever they gonna be. Actually, I'm not even gonna beat you because it's a human thing. Like, I hate that. Don't get me wrong. Like, I hate that. I would hate that it's in my house, but you can't beat them for something being human nature. This is human nature, but there will be consequences. I'm just saying that. Say that.
Let me tell you this.
Wait. Hold your thought. So there will be consequences. Like, there will be consequences.
What's your consequences? Because I need to know. I don't know. I can come over your house because he gonna play you.
I would have. Not on that. No.
Oh, okay. Let's hear it.
No. I would have to honestly be in a situation because I can't say. what the consequences is. Like, I would have to be in a situation, and it depends. But let's just say, like, what if your kid is grown and they live with you? You know, they contribute to your bills, whatever. Even though you don't ask them to contribute. Let's say they're like 21. And they're still living with you for whatever reasons that they want to live with you. Like, I'm not going to say that my kid can't live with me at 21 because they might be saving up money to do whatever, they start a business or something. Yeah, I don't know. But and they are contributing to your household. I would say I wouldn't, at that point, as long as it's not like a different person every night, or if it's not like I can hear you to where you're being disrespectful in my house, to where like now you're moaning to the point where it's like, oh, you live here by yourself? Like, no, like that to me is disrespectful. Like,
death before dishonor. Okay, first of all, let me backtrack. You said, the question says, can your kids have sex in your house? You said, I would rather them sneak here. So if they're sneaking, obviously your kids are sneaking, you're not allowing them. This says, are you going to allow kids to have sex in your house?
Okay, so I mean, so right, so the only way I would allow my kids is for the example that I just gave.
Oh, like, they're old enough.
They're old enough. Okay. They're contributing to the bills. They're, like I said, as long as it's not a different person in my house every night. Now they stealing my stuff, my TV gone the next morning. I don't have time for that. Like,
your kids having sex with crackheads?
Who knows? First of all, girls still out your wallet nowadays. Like, who knows?
Look, me?
It's circumstantial is what I'm saying.
I got it. I understand exactly what you said.
But you still say no.
No to every circumstance. Unless they're married in my house. Like, and they come visit. But like, dang, y'all come to visit for 3 days and y'all just can't just not do it.
But I mean, that's true too. Because even me now as a grown person, like when I went and stayed with my boyfriend, I'm just like, regardless, like I'm a respect person. Like I cannot, if we're gonna be in your parents' house, I'm not gonna have sex in your parents' house. And I'm grown and I don't even want to have sex. Like,
it just comes with maturity. Obviously, as a child, you're not thinking, oh, this is my parents' house, I gotta respect them. You should, but I wasn't thinking that way. Not that I've ever done that, Mom.
Because there's people who have sex in their parents' bed, and that's the
or their grandma's bed,
and that
right.
Shade.
Right.
Shady.
However, I just think that there's no circumstance that would allow that to be a thing. First of all, if you're in high school, you cannot have sex in my house. Don't let me catch you in my house. That's period. Point blank.
I mean, regardless.
21 and you live with me? No, it's still my. First of all,
I'm not saying people spending the night.
We didn't even get to that yet. But I'm saying there is no way. It doesn't matter if they spend the night or not. They're in your house and they're having sex. If they're grown enough to do that and they're saving up money and they work and they ain't paying no bills, go get somewhere to do that at. You shouldn't be at her mama house or my house. And that's the thing with boys. I'm gonna tell you right now. Everybody that I know that I can think of right now, it's always the boy's mom that allows the girl to spend the night. It's never the other way around. Or, okay, so in my defense, like when I was dating Amir's dad, I could stay with him, I could stay in his room and all that type of stuff. When we came to my house, it could not be that way. With my cousin and his girlfriend at the time, she could stay the night at his house because he was a boy, but when it was the other way around, the mom was like, yeah, no, we're not doing that.
I mean, I think it just depends. I mean, for instance, like my brother who is 19, he now lives with his girlfriend and her mom.
Different breed.
First of all, when they were in high school, like she would be like over the house at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I would be like asking my stepmom like, "Hey, hello, does she not have to go home? Like what?" And she'd be like, "Oh, she's still here." Like, how did you not know? Why is she still here? Like, why is she still at the house? So my stepmom got to the point. I think she just got old, and she was just like, not old because she's not really old, but like older, and she was just like, I don't have time to stress myself out. If this girl mama not gonna be looking for her, like why should I be like, oh, you gotta go? Like, you know, I don't know. Like, but it was the same because her mom would allow my brother to stay.
Different breed.
My mom always said like, oh, when I was in high school, oh, your boyfriend can stay over here. It was one time where we were like literally hanging out. We weren't even doing anything. Like it was the most innocent, chilling moment ever, and we literally fell asleep. And then like my mom got up and she looked at us. Well, she came in the room, I'm assuming.
Wait, y'all sleep in your room? Your room? You fell asleep in your room?
Yes.
Oh, everybody would have been up. Go ahead.
But no, but it was like I said, it was the most innocent thing. It wasn't like I promise you, we wasn't even doing anything. Like I was like, I wouldn't even do that. My mom's room was, first of all, too close. Too close to my room. Apartment wasn't that big. Like too close to my room to do anything. But we had fell asleep, like legit, because we was like up talking all night, and then she was just like, the next morning she was like, yeah, that's not a thing. Like legit, like she was like, don't even try to play me like that, because my mom was like, I'll fight you, like period. Like Don't test my gangster because I don't want to be the one to have to fight you.
That's great. I'm glad y'all had stayed up all night talking or whatever. As soon as his eyelid would have dropped, you should have been like, oh, you should probably get up and go. Oh, call your Uber. I'm gonna be that mom. Oh, you sleepy?
Or she can say, I'll take you home.
Right.
I mean, I might be that mom.
I'm not
too.
taking you home. I'll put you.
The way me and my boyfriend discussed it, if we was to have a kid, like, I feel like the kid would just get over with murder because of him. Because it's like, then I'm gonna be looking at, oh, she ain't the fun.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, so your boyfriend don't think he gonna have a daughter. That's the funny part. So what he needs to do is keep that same energy, right? So me, this is what I'm thinking, right? If my son,
you're gonna be mad. Don't speak that on me.
If my son can have his girlfriend spend the night at 21, still living with me, then my daughter at 21 still living with me can have her boyfriend spend the night.
He's open for both. Like,
he's crazy.
He's open. Like certain things, like obviously he was like my daughter can't be coming to me talking about busting cheeks. But
getting her cheeks busted, you mean?
Yeah, right. Oh. Getting her cheeks busted. But he was like, I know it's gonna happen, but she can't talk to me about it.
That's crazy.
She can't say that lingo. So his wording was like, his son can be like, oh, Dad, I was out here busting cheeks last night. But his daughter can't be like, oh, Dad, I got my cheeks busted last night.
So what you gotta say?
Nothing.
I got my cat pampered, like touch.
It's absolutely nothing. He don't want to hear it. That's what he's saying. He knows it's gonna happen, but he was like,
I'm gonna encourage my niece. Go tell your daddy. Go tell your daddy everything.
Period. Talk to your dad.
Yeah. Tell him how it went.
Let your dad know.
Yeah.
Don't even tell me first. Tell your daddy.
And it's crazy part about it. If your niece is anything like I think, not your niece. If your daughter's anything like I think she's gonna be listening to her brother and her dad talk about it, and then jump in and be like, me too. Let me tell you how this happened. And the whole thing's gonna go record scratch.
I'm gonna be ha.
Right.
Background.
Right. But wow.
Dying inside but laughing because of the moment. The moment.
Exactly.
We always get on topic. Okay, so with that being said, so you're saying your kid's significant other cannot spend the night at your house?
No. Unless they're married. And social media said the same thing. They said absolutely not. It was a few people that said they could spend the night. I think it was like 3 people. Hold on, let me be clear.
Just be.
Hold on 1 second. Oh, it's gone. I already screenshotted it though. Let's see.
Oh damn! I read the wrong statistics.
Of course. One job.
Okay, so for your kids to have sex in your house, is at 89%, and then 11% was not. So
that's what I thought I saw. Yeah.
But for them to spend a night, it was the 92% said no. 8% said yes.
So why can kids have sex in your house but they can't spend a night? You know when y'all finish having sex, you get sleepy.
You can't play house in my house.
But you can play mom and dad. Like that's what's about to happen. Y'all some weirdos. Okay, so for me, can your kids significant other spend the night in the house? 4 of y'all said I'm a cool parent. 38 said I wish they would. So I'm a little confused. So
they can have sex but they can't stay the night. So pretty much you gotta toot it and boot it. Toot it and boot it.
Wow, y'all are weird. My kid is not doing none of that.
I would say it depends. So this is my stipulation. Let's just say like my kid is in college, you know, their girlfriend live back home or whatever else, like where we stay, and then they come like, oh mom, can my girlfriend or my boyfriend stay tonight? Yeah, but y'all can't sleep in the same room. Like, you know, maybe they don't.
I do that.
Maybe they don't. You know, they miss you so much. You know, granted, I get it. You know, but I don't know. Like, you can't fry your nose up as if you were like a college person. You can't fry your person. You can't fry your nose up like as if you didn't go through these same things or whatever.
I did.
And I want to say that because like when I was 19, when I was dating the person I was dating in college, and I was like, I lived in Killeen, Texas. They lived in Houston. I'm just like, you know what? I'm about to drive to Houston, see my boyfriend, whatever else. And you know, he asked his mom, "Can I stay?" His mom was like, oh yeah, she can stay, but y'all can't like sleep together. And I was like, why not? Like,
stupid.
Thinking like, obviously we sleep together at school. I'm always in his dorm room or whatever else. Like, no. No, it wasn't that. And now that I realize that I'm older, like obviously, like I'm not gonna be laid up in nobody's house, your mama house. Like, no, like that's not.
It's crazy how the brain really matures. Cause we really thought we was going because we was having sex. Couldn't pay a bill. Barely wipe my behind.
I don't know about that. Like, I was good at that, but keep that energy over there. But yeah. So like now that I look back at it now, like it's not like, so it just depends. Like again, if my son or my daughter lives with me and they're paying bills. And I'm not gonna say they have to be married to sleep in the same bed, but you're not about to have somebody different every night staying the night in my house.
So what's the stipulations to spend the night and sleep in the same bed?
College is different. Okay, you know what? I just sound retarded. So, I don't know. Like, I guess I just, like, really have to be put in a situation because I really can't say, like, how it would be.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like, you're not about to be, because you got a little taste of college, you come home, you think your girlfriend about to stay in my house, or your boyfriend about to stay. Yeah. Like, they can stay, again, but y'all can't stay in the same room. And then if it gets to the point where y'all sneaking around in my house after I already allowed them to stay, now you gotta go.
Yeah, before dishonor.
You have to go. But again, like, it's me, and then it's like,
your man.
My man is like, oh, like, I'm gonna be dapping my son up. Nah.
Alright.
Like, I don't.
Y'all really. Oh Lord.
The way, like, the with these sons, like I said, like, if our kids, especially if they're around the same age, they're gonna do the same things. Like, regardless, like, they're gonna have the same curfew. So if he gotta come in at 1, she gotta come in at 1. Period.
Yeah.
I probably won't like that, but you know, hey, you gonna give one the curfew? We're gonna give them both the same. We're not gonna do that. Oh, because she's the girl. Nah, she can take care of herself because make sure she got a Glock, a pistol or something, a taser, mace, something.
Right.
Because, like,
so my thing is, I would not mind if my kid had a girlfriend or a boyfriend that wanted to spend the night.
You have one kid. Let's talk on your one kid.
Okay. My one kid had a girlfriend that came and wanted to spend the night, then slept in separate rooms or whatever the case may be. Or especially like if we go on like a vacation and she comes with us and, you know, they're gonna have to get 2 separate
Speaking
rooms.
of, not to cut you off, but my brother's girlfriend, he's 19, like I said, his girlfriend, they are like attached to the hip. Like, when I say like everywhere, any family function, any party, anything, she is there every time.
Well, good.
And it's like
sickening.
Weird.
Yeah. Sometimes
like, girl, can you let him breathe? Like,
you think that you're like grown and you could do all these things, but really it's like crazy to think like when I was 16, I was about to be a stepmom. Like, my boyfriend at the time had a baby on me at 16. We thought it was his baby at first, but continue. And I was about to be stepmom. Like, I'm cool with the girl and everything, but at 16,
it's crazy.
I don't even want to be a stepmom now.
It was one time where I thought I could be a stepmom, and then I realized like the stuff that my stepmom went through. Shout out to my stepmom, and like, I appreciate you. The stuff that my dad put her through while being my stepmom, I could never. She was 21, dealing with a man who wasn't faithful to her, dealing with a 5-year-old kid. Bye. But she loved me so much, like, she didn't, whatever my dad did to her, she did not take that out on me. And I appreciate her for that, because she was not the evil stepmom. She's like, obviously she's still my stepmom, and her and my dad are not even together. So
it'd be like that. Yeah, so to wrap it up, we're just so different. And like I said, of course my mind will change eventually on some things, but I do want to instill in my child that when you love someone, you just don't treat them bad. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, Daniel Jones.
But no, I just don't want him to like think that having girls is the
way.
So yeah, and to feel manly and all that.
That's one thing my boyfriend did say though. He was like, it's quality over quantity. Like, he was like, so it doesn't matter how many girls you can get, but if you get the quality girls is what matters. And I was like, okay, yeah, that still doesn't make sense, but you know, I'm gonna just let you have it.
And that also flips into like wanting to be a quality girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I don't first of all, I don't even too much date people who stay with their mama. Not that that's a bad thing, I just haven't run into it. But if I did, because you know, some people are saving up and doing those type of things, and there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, like, I don't have a great example of what I would do. Like, in my mind, I don't think that I would be spending the night laid up in your bed at your mom's house. I just feel like that's disrespectful. Like, I don't work my butt off to put my kids in the house so they could be grown laid up in here playing house.
I mean,
or playing shacking up or whatever.
I'm gonna just say it's situational dependent
for you.
Yes.
Yeah, it's situational dependent.
Now, like, if you're staying with your mama and like she's taking care of you, like you don't even have no desire to get out of her house, that would be a problem to me. Like she's a, but like if you like something happened to where it's like, okay, now I have to move back into my parents' house to get myself back to where I need to be, and you're working towards like getting back to where you need to be, I can't say, oh, you can't live with your parents. Like, I can't be mad at the fact that you have supporting parents who's gonna let you move back into their house, period. I can't be mad at that. Like, that, not at all.
I can't imagine having a house with grown kids and they significant others spending the night in my house. I just can't even, like, how
What if you love them, like, legit, like, love them for your kid? Like, let's just say Amir met somebody, like, let's just say he's 25. Let's just say he moved out of your house, and something happened to where he had to move back in. And let's say he has, like, a committed girlfriend, you, like, love her to death, like, she treats him right, whatever else, and she's like, okay, I'm coming into town, like, you know, do you want to get a room, or, you know, is your mom okay with it, or whatever else, and he's like, well, let me ask her, and you're like, okay, cool, but they're not disrespecting your house, she's just staying because she does not live there.
That's fine, but not together, is what I'm saying.
What do you mean?
Not in the same room.
But he's, like, 25.
I don't care. I don't care, because I still my house.
What if it's like he's planning to be, this is his wife, to be?
Marry her. Then y'all can sleep in the same room. And then y'all can have sex. Because this is what's going to happen.
I'm glad we're recording this because I cannot wait to like play this back.
Yeah. All right.
20 years from now, like play this back for Amir.
Please do. Because to me, okay, 25 is older. But I'm thinking about like the 19, 18, I'm 18.
Right, I get that. But we're like,
but this
like
is what
our
I'm saying.
age now.
But
our age now.
This is what I'm saying. 25 is different. I still stand by what I said. But it's the 18, 19, 20, 21-year-olds whose parents be brokenhearted because they having babies and they don't have a career, didn't finish school, all these other type of things, and you're letting these people stay in your house and play house. It's one thing if you're sneaking, then you can be like, wow, you really did that behind my back. But if you're giving them the
blatantly
tools,
in my
right?
face, like that's different. Like I said, like that's a different kind of thing. Like if I'm giving you the tools to, you know, here it is, go ahead and have a baby. Like first of all, I'm gonna have to take care of this baby because now I'm about to be grandma, and I still
because they don't have nowhere to stay,
and I still want to go to the club. Like what are you doing? Like no.
Old behind and crusty.
If my son is 18, so just imagine Amir being 18, you're still gonna be young. Like we be having you.
I'm gonna be like 40 something.
Young.
Who's young? Girl.
Young, regardless.
No,
okay.
I'll be taking trips.
Let's move right
See ya. So, the assignment of the week is to be comfortable with your own convictions, right? Sometimes we look at other people and like, you got into med school. I want to go to med school. You don't party. You don't do this. You don't do that. So you can be focused on what to do. I have to do that too, and that's not necessarily true. We have to be comfortable with what we're doing and secure in what we're doing. And if you're convicted with something and somebody else isn't, just be like focus on what you got going on, right? So for me, like I'm a very spiritual person. When I'm not connected, or I'm not reading my Bible, or I'm not going to church, I feel empty and yucky and just dead inside, right? But I do still suffer from the identity things that I was talking about earlier, which I do feel like is a part of like my purpose in life. And like sometimes I feel like, okay, well, why would God choose me to do this if I'm out here doing this or doing that or whatever? But then I look at other people and like pastors that I look up to, and they're at the B2K concert or the Jay-Z concert or whatever case may be. And I'm like, these are people who have massive churches. And I'm not saying like, oh, all pastors are just great and great examples, but these are people that I actually get fed from. And I'm not saying that what they're doing is wrong or right, but if they are secure in their convictions and, you know, still just being true to who they are, then why not? Like, you know, I'm really a great big fan of Pastor Sarah Jakes Roberts. I think that we almost live the same life. Like literally, like I love her, and to know like that she's still into the culture, but for Jesus, like it's just something about it. And it's like, you know, Taejah, you have to create your own way. You have to, you know, be, you know, secure in your own convictions. Like I'm convicted about having my kid lay up with somebody. I don't want that to happen because I know what's right and what's wrong. I might not do it, but I also have to set that example. So some people, you know, can date somebody and have sex with them and then get married and their life is great. And then me, I just feel like when I date somebody, I don't want to have sex with them, so I can marry them and things will be great. But that's not to say that if I do have sex with them, it will be bad. It is not to say that if I don't have sex with them, it won't be bad. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it's like you have to be comfortable with what convicts you, because your conviction, not condemnation, but But your conviction comes from here. Whatever you believe in, your higher power, whatever. If you feel like, hey, I can't smoke weed or I can't do drugs and I'm convicted to do this, whatever case may be, like, that is your personal conviction. Everybody's convictions is not the same. You might be able to drink wine and still, feel good about yourself. And I must be like, oh, I can't touch liquor at all, whatever case may be. We're not the same people. So my assignment for y'all is to find out what works for you and be comfortable in your convictions. Even if everyone is not convicted in the same way, still do what works for you. What makes you feel spiritually fed? What makes you feel whole and purposeful and things like that, right? Because some people can freaking, study the night before and pass all their exams. Other people cannot do that and they still have the same degree. What works for you? What gets you to feeling accomplished and doing what you have to do?
I feel both ways. Studying the night before, studying days prior, still better.
Do what works for you. So maybe studying by yourself.
Studying just not me.
Yeah, maybe something.
I just gotta wing it.
Wing it. Whatever it takes, whatever it needs to happen. So that's my assignment for y'all. Anyways, we love y'all. We'll see y'all next time, and it's a wrap.
It is a wrap.